up guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking about periods and the menstrual cycle, which I'm so excited about. I'm going to be focusing a lot on what like emotional issues and traumas may lay beneath your period pain and how to release that. I'm going to be sharing with you an exercise that anytime I do have pain, which is not often anymore, I used to have excruciating pains and now I don't really get them. Like, I don't remember the last time I had a painful period. So I'm going to be showing you an exercise that I do if I have it, and it like almost completely, if not completely, goes away. I'm also going to be talking about just the cycle in general, how to use advantage of it instead of hate it, and also how to have a more sustainable period. So just like the whole umbrella. I share a lot about this sort of stuff on my Instagram, so you can check that out if you want to. And my podcast is coming back really soon, so I'll have that down below as well, and I'm definitely going to be talking about this stuff on there as well. So before I get into the cycle and the pain and all that, I just want to quickly talk about what I use when I do have my period. I used to use pads all the time, never used a tampon in my life because my mom is very like health conscious. But once I became a little bit more conscious of the environmental issues and our waste problem and all that, I just felt like, you know, pads weren't the best option. So I tried out a bunch of alternatives. I've tried a few cups and none of them worked for me until I found this one. And that's why I really wanted to mention it, because I know a lot of girls try out some of these cups and they don't work for them. They're like either leak or they're really hard to like fold and insert and remove, and they're uncomfortable, and I've experienced that in the past, and it's not fun. Like, you have your period for like, I don't know, at least 3 days. For me it's a week, and like I don't want to be uncomfortable the whole time. It's not fun. So this one is called a Lali cup, and it's actually a Slovene brand. You can get it at a drugstore in Slovenia, but you can also get it online, so I'll link it below. But it never leaks. It's the most comfortable one I've found. It's really easy to fold because it has these like curves or lines on the side, so it's like super easy to fold, really easy to insert and remove. See, it's so easy. Like, I can't even describe how happy I am with this one. So I'm gonna link it down below. This brand also has like some underwear, like period underwear. They have a few reusable pads and I think tampons as well. I also found a video that they did where they explain like how to insert it and remove it, because this, I know, can be like really scary when you use it the first time. So I'll link all that down below, but there's also some other like YouTube videos if you're still confused as to like how it all works, how it like goes in there, stays in there, all that. But I love this, and so I just wanted to share that. I think it's really important to be conscious of the environment, and it's also better for you. You save so much money as well, because pads and tampons are so expensive and you use them once and throw them away. And you can also like swim with this. It's just freaking amazing. So I'll link it below. Freaking love it. Best thing ever for your period. Okay, now let's get into the menstrual cycle. So basically, women, we are cyclical beings. We work in cycles. Unfortunately, our society doesn't work like that because it's a man's world. You hate. Basically, learning about your cycle, being aware of it, and really looking at it as something freaking magical can like change your whole viewpoint on your period, on your menstrual cycle, on your emotions. And so I think the first thing I would suggest you to do is just research. Like, research the hell out of periods and menstrual cycle, how it affects you emotionally, spiritually, mentally, physically, all of it. It's freaking magic. And once you learn about it, you're gonna like respect it, and you're gonna like be grateful for it because it's amazing. And also, your hormones change during the different parts of your cycle. I'm gonna have a little graph thingy here that shows you how your hormones like go up and down during your cycle, which obviously influences your mood. So that's why sometimes, you know, on your period you feel really down, or right before your period you just like are so annoyed, hate everyone, and feel like you're insane. You're not. Your body is doing that. Like, there's nothing wrong with you. You know, it's not your fault. That's how our bodies work. And once you use it to your advantage, it's beautiful, and it's not something to like hate and be annoyed at. I completely understand why like you would feel that way. Also because we live in a world that doesn't respect that, that doesn't encourage that. Because again, it's not a world that works in cycles. You need to go to your work every day, even if you're in excruciating pain. You know, it's not really built for our menstrual cycle, unfortunately. Okay, now let's get into how your cycle works. You've probably heard of seasons in regards to your cycle. So they're the same as the seasons that we have. So like winter, spring, summer, fall. For every woman, it could be different. This is just the one that I personally have, and also the one that's the most common. So once you are bleeding, so once you're on your period, that season is usually winter. So you kind of feel the same way as you would in winter. So you tend to like retreat, everything calms down, it gets quiet, you want to be alone. It's a time for introspection and a time to reflect. You're very sensitive, you're very intuitive. It's like an introvert time. Like you just want to be alone, you don't want to do anything, you just want to like curl up. It's like winter, basically. Once your period stops and your menstrual cycle actually starts, that first week after your period, for most women is spring. So you kind of feel reborn. It's like you're starting, it's the start of a new cycle. So you feel like starting new things. You feel like you have a lot of ideas, you want to start new projects, you want to organize things, you want to clean things, just like you would during springtime. Next is summer, which is usually the time when you ovulate. So this is a time where you're super excited, you're doing so many things, you're motivated, you are very social, very outgoing, just like an exciting, fun time, just like summer is. And then right before your period, that week before your period, it's usually fall time. So things start to slow down, you're kind of finalizing things like quiet down, slow down, just like fall time right before winter. You're kind of preparing for winter, if you will. So basically each season can be divided into 4 weeks, but this can be different for women. It also doesn't have to be that when you are on your period, it's winter time. It could be different for you, but this is like the one that's the most common. And this is the one that I experience as well. So it's really important for you to take some time to observe your body. How are you feeling during the different parts of your menstrual cycle? There's like period apps or menstrual cycle apps. I use the one called Flow. And you can, I think, mark like how you're feeling every day. So that can be a super easy way to like keep track and learn about your cycle. But I think it's so powerful that you learn about it, because then you can take advantage of it. So for example, once your period is over, you can start new ideas, you can start organizing, like you're gonna be a lot better at those things during that time. And so it's important to know when, you know, it's most natural for your body to do different things. Okay, now let's get into periods and period pain and all of that. So as I've already said, periods are the time when you want to retreat, you want to reflect, and most importantly, you're very sensitive and very intuitive. And so when you know that, you can take advantage of that and create an environment for yourself that allows you to feel like that and allows you to honor that and listen to that. So when you're on your period, you are very likely annoyed at a lot of things, and people tend to frustrate you really quickly. And for me, I realized that that's because I want to be alone during that time. Like for the most part, I want to spend it with myself to like see what's going on. That feels natural for my body. And so if there's a lot of people around, I get really frustrated because it feels wrong. Like I just want to be alone and like, you know, under my blanket, that type of feeling. And so it's totally natural for women to feel really frustrated. And because you're very intuitive during that time of your cycle, it's natural that a lot of things annoy you, because finally like your body is offering you like, this is not working for you anymore. And it's like, you know, after a long time of suppressing everything, once you're on your period, like it comes out and you're just annoyed at everything. And like, I totally get that. It just seems like everything's going wrong. And so during that time, it's so important to take the time to reflect, to slow down, to see how your life is going, to see what's working, what's not working. That's the time to ask those questions, because your intuition is so strong. It's going to give you very clear answers. And so if you notice that you're very frustrated and very annoyed, there's probably something going on that you're not very happy with in your life. There are some issues, you're pushing yourself too much or whatever it might be. So my main tip when you're on your period would be to find a way to slow down, to not have a lot of plans, at least for the first 3 days of your period, to really honor how you're feeling. And I know a lot of us, have responsibilities. You have to go to your job, and maybe you have kids. There's so many things. If you have those responsibilities and you don't have the option to just take a day off and honor your period, which I know is not very realistic for most women, unfortunately, just make a commitment to have some sort of a practice during those few days, first 2, first 3, the whole period if you can, that allow you to retreat, allow you to listen to those emotions and to that intuition, that sensitivity, whether that be just feeling it, meditation, journaling, going for a walk, just slowing down and allowing yourself to do that. I also try to not schedule anything during the first 2 days of my period. That's the time when, if I do have pain, it's during that time. That's the time that it's the hardest. And so I try to not make any plans during that time, especially plans that allow me to leave my house and put on clothes and see a lot of people. It's not happening. And I don't feel bad even if I cancel things during those 2 days. I just know that my body needs that, and that's just the time that I take for myself. And I'm fortunate enough to have that option. But if you don't, just find little things that you can do to listen to yourself and to honor those emotions and what's coming up. Okay, now let's get into period pain. So first of all, I'm gonna show you the exercise that really helps me. So let's get into that. Okay, so I'm currently in the process of moving, so excuse my face and the background and everything. But basically what you're gonna do is you're gonna sit, as I'm showing in the clip, and then you're gonna breathe into your lower belly and the lowest of the low, right here. And you're gonna squeeze your core, your muscles, right here where you're gonna be breathing. And you breathe in as much as you can into your stomach. And then once you kind of feel like you've filled up that lower part, you're gonna breathe almost like you're trying to expand your ribs right here, on the side. And you're gonna hold it for a bit and then breathe out. I personally do it at least 15 times. And at first it's gonna hurt. It's not gonna be enjoyable, but you need to push through it. I do that, I breathe this way 15 times at least, and then I raise one leg like I'm showing in the clip. I breathe in 15 times and then I do the other one as well. And that's it. And it's so simple, and you can repeat it a couple of times throughout the day, and it really helps me. Okay, so this video is getting really long, so I'm actually gonna wrap it up here, and I'm gonna make another video right now about the whole emotional part and traumas and all that when it comes to period pain and how to figure that out. So that video is gonna go up in 2 or 3 days. So if you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it. Once it's up, I'm gonna link it below. So if you're watching this later, it might be already up, so you can check that out right now. But I really hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, if you have any tips, anything, please leave them below. And thank you for watching, and I'm gonna see you soon. Bye.